Hello friends, welcome back. Today we are going to make an application that will help you in tracking your locations when you are moving outside. We will start by creating an application that is based on the Google Maps activity, and then we will use the location service and we'll capture every location change and then map it on the Google Maps so that it will help you in visually represent it on the Google Maps. So we'll click on the Google Maps activity and we'll say next. Here I'm saying it's like my map app, and this will create an application uh, skeleton that we'll be using. So after clicking on the finish, you will come on this page where you can see uh, it's guiding you what you are supposed to do here. So it says to do before you run your application, you need Google Maps API key. And to get the Google Map API key, you need to follow this link. This will be different for you and it is different for me. This key is a kind of secret that should be used only with your application. So I have already clicked on this and created my key. So what I will be doing is that I will be copying my keys here, and so that you can use your own key, I will be copy pasting my key on this side. So here on the bottom you will see your key here. I will just paste it here. That's all we need to do in this, and after this we should be able to run this application. I will be using the emulator here for running this, and by clicking on the run button it will start compiling it, and hopefully a emulator screen should come up here. Yeah, you will see this, and it's showing a location by default and it's saying marker in Sydney. I will explain you from where it's coming. I will just move this window. View mode is a window. We'll keep it aside for now. So in this activity, you see we have defined a location called Sydney and we have been given a lat and long for this, and to show this icon, this is called a marker, and what you see on the top is called marker title. To create a marker, we just create marker options, we add the positions, and then we say title. This is a simply string, whatever you want to display there you can display. Now this, by doing nothing, you are able to run this application and seeing Google Map with this. But what you don't see here is that the options to zoom in, zoom out, and maybe your self location at the current position, right? To get those things, what I will be modifying is that the Google Map object. So here, before we go into details, I wanted to tell you that if we want to use a location, currently in this application we are not using a location. So I will go and see in the manifest what all our permissions are defined. So here you will see it says access find location, whereas in the map we are not using any location. The location that we are using is predefined. So to read the location from the GPS hardware, we need to enable permissions for this. So we'll be writing uses permission access calls locations, because to access the GPS we will need both of these permissions. Now as we have declared these two permissions, we need to ask user to provide these permission for us so that we can use GPS hardware. For this, I will be going down onto our activity and we'll see how we can do. So it's a standard procedure to ask for the permissions. For that, basically I will be creating a new helper file and I will be putting a name as permission helper. Instead of class, I would say it's an object because I will not be creating any object of this class, but I will be using this class directly, right? Uh, so inside this, what we need to write is that I will write a method that will uh, ask for location permissions. And how do we ask for the permission is that there is a activity compat and this you are having a request permissions. What it needs is a activity and then permissions. So for getting this activity, we will ask user to enter this. Now second parameter that is it need is, we can see it here actually. Its second parameter is a string array of permissions and third one is the request code. So I will be creating a request code for permissions and we'll assign it as maybe any number, and then I will be defining permissions, and these permissions will be say array of, we have defined two permissions basically. One is manifest actually I can copy paste these from here like this and we'll try to see if that helps. Android dot manifest dot permissions access goals locations, and one more and find location. So these are the two permissions that we will be using. So I'll be passing these here, permissions, and third one is request code. Okay. Second part of this will be, we need to check whether all the permissions have been granted or not. So I'll be writing on check permission granted or is permission or permissions granted. And to check this, we will need a context. And how do we check on this is that context compat check cell permission context, and then basically we can do something like this instead of like, because these are the permissions, so permissions dot all, for each permission we need to check, and here we will be doing this context, and here we can pass each permission individually, and then check for package manager dot permission granted. If all the permissions are granted, then we can return it, I guess, to return this, because I can write it like this, and this will help us in checking whether permissions are granted or not. So here this is coming, we can make them private. Well, this we will need it later on, and we can make it const, and I guess maybe this will be for the private, but I will be using it from outside. So once we come here, as soon as we build the layout, before setting up the map, I want to check for the location. So if permission helper dot permission granted, and I will passing this as a context. If this is true, then we will set up the map, else we will ask for permissions. Ask for permission, and here this is as the activity. Now I can put this again into, say, a method called check permissions and set view. Inside this function, why I am writing like this, because so that we can reuse the same code multiple times, and then we don't need to change it every time. So this we have asked for permission. Once you ask for the permission, a dialog will be shown to the user. User will be clicking on that yes or no, or say accept or denied. And because we are going out of the application, means like system dialog is coming, so our application will go in the backside and then come back. Once it's come back, we have to check it again. For checking it again, there is a method that will get called on request permission result. This will get called. In this, we need to check for request code is equal to permission helper dot this permission. If this is, then only this is for us, and again we will ask for permission helper, and then instead of this we have written this method. We can call this method directly, check permission and set view, and it will go in a loop until user provide the permissions. Okay, yes, now I will be running this app again, and I can bring the emulator in front, or here by clicking it here, I guess. Yeah, so does it run it properly? Not sure. Will it embed this back so that we can see? View mode, dock pin here. Right, I will stop the application. I will run it again. It should ask for the permissions. It's not asking for the permission. Why? Because we'll come here. So we'll be debugging this so that we know what we are doing. So it checks for it, and then it says we have granted the permission, but I don't see if we have given the permission. I will just check it. App info here, and here permissions are already granted. Okay, you can check this on your phone. It should ask for the permission. So now app is running. So what we'll be doing is that we'll be getting our current location and setting a marker there. Now to get the current location, what we will be using. So I will be using Fuse location provider client, and that will help us in getting the location from this. This has been changed since long time ago. There was location manager. We used to have that for getting the location, but now what we use is that fused locations. So I will say m fused location client, and this will require you fused location provider client. Okay, so to use the location, we can say let init modifier, but still it's showing red. And why it is showing red is that we have to include this into build.gradle. So we'll go back to our build.gradle and we'll see what is that included already. So here we see play services maps are included, but there is no location. So I will be adding location into the Gradle, and for to add the location, what we need to use is Google Play Services location as an implementation here, and the latest version is 18.0.0. This is what we will be using. After syncing this, you will see it's ready to be used. Now this is available for us to be used. Now as this is the location, so we'll be setting up two methods here. One for start location tracking, and other one is stop location tracking. These are the two methods that we need to write. Now before we go and use it, right, we have to initialize this. And so we'll be saying fuse location client is equal to location services, yes, services dot get fuse location provider client, and in that what do we need to pass is context. So we can pass a context, and this context we can take as a parameter. Okay, yeah, that works like this. Okay, we'll see what all our parameters are available inside this. So here we see the request location updates, and then we'll be calling this method, and what it takes. It takes a location request and a pending intent, sorry, or a location request, location callback, and a looper. So we need to create a location callback now. And how do we create a location callback? We say location callback request equal to location request is there, yeah, and from this we can call create, and here we need to apply certain parameters, and this parameter will be like interval. What is the interval that we are looking for? We'll say maybe like 10 seconds. What is the fastest interval? That will say 5000, say 5 millisecond. it is in 5000 milliseconds, so it become 5 second. This we can optimize, and then priority will be location request dot high priority, or say high accuracy. Okay, this we can define like this: well, second is equal to 1000, and this is 10 second. This is 5 second. I think D for double. What it is expecting: required long and found int, and then we can say this is long, and what it is saying, okay, it is not being used, that is the reason. So we'll be using this here. Now what it was expecting: expect a location request and a callback. Now I will be defining a callback also, location callback. And how do we define a location callback? So there is a location import location callback is the method that we should be using it, what it says. Okay, so maybe it's an interface that we need to define. Yes, so this is the interface that we will be defining, and out of this, what is that in that interface is that we'll go and see on location result and on location availability. So we'll be saying on location result, that is what we need to override. So you can say on location result, this P0 is the current location. I will just rename this current location. Okay, now we got the current location, and this is the callback that we need to pass it on here: request location callback request location callback, and third one is the looper. So I do not use any looper right now. And what it says add permission check. So I'll be adding a permission check here. Okay, so this is to handle if we don't have a permission. What we need to ask is that permission helper dot ask for permission, and we'll pass this the parameter. Okay, now go here also, fuse location stop. To remove the location, I think if it is not there, then there should be something called remove location update, and in this location callback. So location callback request will not work, only location this thing will work. So for this I should be declaring this outside here, and we can say where let init where this, and this is location callback. We'll remove this from here. This is initialization of that, and it can be private, and we are good to go. We have to stop in this. Yes, start and stop both are there. Now I want to remove this from here, and then we can have on pause. So my application that we are building, it will only work when app is in the foreground. it should not work. If you want to make it work, then you will have to remove this code and maybe create a service out of it. Now we got the location here. Okay, now update will come here. Once location is updated, it will come here. As soon as location comes, what we need to do is that map it on the map. For that, I will be creating a class saying location model, and that will be a data class. Location model, and what it will need a location, and second part that I will need is like timestamp, and that will be long. These two parameters are enough for us to map it on there. How will I keep a track of the location, because I cannot go multiple time into this, so I will create a live data here. So I have a current location. This is because it will keep on changing. I will use mutable live data of location model like this. Yes, and I will just current location result locations. Okay, so it's not a single location, it is a multiple locations. Say locations, and then I will need to run a for loop for location in locations. LOCATION. Okay, location and locations dot locations. I got a location. I will just update it onto current location. So value, first one is the location model. So I will say location model. What it takes is a location calendar.instance. Why I'm taking this? I will want to take current timestamp. This is what we got. Now we set up all the hooks. We just need to set up the UI part now. In this, we have to start looking for the current location. We'll say observe. Honor is this, and then observer. Okay. As soon as we get the location, for now, I just want to print log tag. That's I will declare it later on, and then I have the current location that I'm getting in as a here. So we have location, then latitude. So we will have latitude, longitude, and timestamp. Latitude, longitude, and timestamp. This is timestamp. This is longitude. And this we need to declare. I will declare on the top. This will be maps activity. So this is nothing but a class name that I wanted to use, and it will be private. Now we'll run it and we'll see if we are getting the locations. So we'll put it into error mode and then see, okay, we got the location of where we are. We can find out this is the latitude, longitude, and the timestamp. This should come every, okay, I will make a filter on this, and then it's coming on every 5 seconds. 16, 14, and then 26. This is 21, 26. Next is 31. So our logic is working perfectly. Now what is that we need to do is that we need to mark it on the map. How do we mark it? To mark it, we need to create a variable, or say add a marker, and then move camera. I'm just copy pasting this, and this we can do as soon as we get the latest location here. Okay, so here this is the location. We can say it as a location, and we'll define this. Well, location is equal to let long, and we'll copy paste this. Why I do copy paste is that I don't want to make a typing mistake. Yes, so location is got created, and here is the title. In title, maybe I just want to put a timestamp. Okay, and maybe this will come. So this, our current location will come as a timestamp. Then we need to find out a printable value. Okay, something got, some problem has come, looks like. No, coming perfectly. Okay, it got crashed. Map has not been initialized. Okay, so this map is where, when can we do this? So map, and then we can do like this, and here we say map and this. Okay, this is a plain map that we will be using. Okay, now let's see. It crashed again. And map has not been initialized. Okay, so I guess we need to set up this whole path after map got initialized. Otherwise we will keep on getting the error. Map. Okay, and I will just copy paste this and cut it from here. On resume, permission check, result, and here we will be doing this, and now I will run it. Okay, as soon as it get a location, it should show a marker. Is it running? Don't know whether it's running or not. Okay. I guess we have to be maybe sure. So we'll clean the project one time. We'll rebuild the project. How much time it's going to take for rebuild? 6 seconds. Yeah, we'll rerun this. Go to logcat. I don't see it is my breakpoint is getting called or not. So we'll follow the flow. Here it should come check permission and set view. In this we got all the permissions. Then we are calling this. We'll see whether it's coming or not. We have put it a breakpoint here as well. Put a breakpoint here as well. And that's all. Start location tracking. Okay. So our problem, where is our problem? Problem is that we are not setting up this. This we should call in here. This is what we are not calling, and once that is available, we have all the permissions. Ask here we should put start tracking because we don't know when we are getting the permission. Now I'm not putting in a debug mode, I'm just running it, and then we'll see error part. And we got the location, we got the marker. So you into big mode actually. In the window we can see I will set up this and like this. Now we are getting the location, we are putting it marker. Now I want to add some controls over it. To add the controls we can go back to on maps is ready, and here we can say map UI settings and zoom control enabled. Yes, those are enabled. Map.ui settings. What else you want to enable? Is compass enabled? Yes. Set main zoom preference. Minimum will say 6f. Set max that I can go for 14f, and this is a zoom factor that will come. I think self location also I can put it here. It is not there in this, maybe here. Marker. Okay. Is my location enabled? True. Now if I run it, oh, some error. Add permission check. Because we are coming here after permission only, so it doesn't require. So this is the marker for self location. This is for zoom. Now I can show you how it will move, and click on this, you will get a window like this. In this you can go to location, and here these are the locations which are coming here, I guess. I will send it and then it should update. So it's updating like that. So I will say 6 instead of 6, I will say 5, and then I will send it. Let's see if it is changing. Yeah, it got one more marker. Now I want to change this to say 7 and then see if it is changing again. Yes, it came down here, and we can make some more changes and then we can see more markers. Yeah, so these are the locations which are coming. Now you know where you are. Once you click on that, it will tell you the time, at what time you were there. I hope this helps you. By using this, you can map your whole day. Like, you create this application, put it into your phone, roam around the city, and then you can find out where you have been in the whole day. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed, please like it and share it with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe for the new updates. Thank you.